In this video, I am breaking down the genius marketing behind Apple through these 4 components of marketing. And if you understand these concepts, you can stand out in your industry too. We'll start with core component number 2. Every business exists to solve a problem. So the goal of your marketing is to become the only and obvious solution to solving that problem. Core component number 2 is then, what problem do you solve? So what problem does Apple solve? They solve the problem of a frustrating computer experience. It's as simple as that. Don't worry about needing to get too specific here. It can actually be a more broad problem. This is where core component number 3 comes in. This is where you can get more specific. Core component number 3 is your zone of genius. How do you specifically solve this problem? There can be a lot of solutions to a single problem. Say, for example, my broad problem is business growth. Your zone of genius could be writing a book, could be starting a podcast, could be making TikTok videos, maybe it's Facebook ads, etc., etc. Any of those could be a zone of genius for you to solve the problem of business growth. You want to identify how you solve the problem in your unique way based on your life experience or expertise. So for Apple, their zone of genius actually becomes their operating system. Here's what you really need to understand. The problem most people face with their marketing is that they try to sell their solution. Apple isn't here to directly sell you their operating system. They're not going to say things like, we have a better operating system. People aren't laying in bed at night wishing for an operating system. They are wishing for their problems to be solved. You don't sell people what they need, you sell them what they wish for. And people wish for their problems to be solved. Let's take a look at the genius way that Apple markets themselves to be the only and obvious solution to your problem, which is a frustrating computer experience. Remember, every business exists to solve a problem, and people buy things to solve their problem. Apple has identified all the problems their client currently face, and then this becomes their marketing. It's all of these terrible computer experiences. And so remember, it's not about outright saying this is your problem, because you don't want to talk at people. You really want to relate to people. You want to allow them to feel seen, heard, and understood. And if you're really good, you can even make them laugh. So this is core component number 3. This is what I call relationship marketing. Apple actually builds a relationship with their audience by telling stories and using metaphors. In one of Apple's most famous campaigns with Justin Long, I want you to watch how they use metaphors and storytelling to position themselves as the only and obvious solution to your problem. Number 1, viruses.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm a PC. And I feel inadequate.
Okay.
PCs get viruses. We can't do as much out of the box.
I don't know why you're so hard on yourself. I don't get it.
Laborious updates.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm a PC.
Are you going in for a checkup?
Well, I'm upgrading to Vista today, which is
cool.
great, but I get a little nervous when they mess around with my insides.
Well, what do you mean? Is it just straightforward?
Not really.
Number 4, all work and no play makes Johnny a dull boy.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm a PC.
I'm into doing fun stuff like movies, music, podcasts, stuff like that.
I also do fun stuff like timesheets and spreadsheets and pie charts.
Okay, no, by fun, I mean more in terms of...
You see, it's not about speaking at people. You can tell your son, go clean your room because I said so. Or you can tell stories and metaphors to relate to your son. You know, when I was your age, I could clean my room in 2 minutes. Do you think you could beat my record time? Which one is more likely to get your son excited to take action? And finally, none of Apple's genius marketing could have ever been conceived if not for marketing core component number 1, which is your deeper purpose. Apple's deeper purpose is to stand up for the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They are not here to make a product for the slog, the everyday man with his tie on who sits behind the desk and is copy and pasting equations in an Excel spreadsheet. They're here for the crazy ones. You know why?
Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
Apple's deeper purpose is the reason that they aren't afraid to innovate and change an industry. It's the reason that they come up with a successful marketing campaign like those Justin Long commercials. It's the reason that they think to put 1,000 songs in your pocket and to create a phone without a keypad. If you don't stand for something, you stand for nothing. Without a deeper purpose, you'll blend in and you'll continue doing what everybody else is doing. You'll never innovate and you'll never be remembered. Apple spent 25 years making the best computer. They were not an electronics company. They didn't try to make all the electronics. They were a computer company making the best computer for 25 years. Or rather, they were a company for the misfits. By taking a stand for the crazy ones, by being the best at what they do and focusing on solving one core problem, they developed expertise and mastery in this one field. They made computers better than anyone else. And then, after 25 years of masterful computer building craft, in 2001, did they come up with the iPod, and then the iPhone, and then Apple TV and watches and headphones, and now they make incredible products. That's not where they started, and that's not where you should start either. First, you want to lean in to your deeper purpose and stand for something, and then develop mastery by solving one core problem. Then get really well known for solving that problem using your zone of genius, and then learn how to develop a relationship and connect with your audience through your marketing, and do that for a long, long time. And then in 10 years, you will have built the trust and built the brand that can do all the things that you dream of doing.